areas.
Yeah, but
What if it
have
was
you done
only,
any 3D
what
printing?
if it was,
I've done some 3D printing.
what if it's only
very
this,
expensive.
what if it's only this big?
That's only, I
Yeah,
think that's only
if it-
$100, it's a couple hundred.
Yeah.
It'd be a couple $100.
For this
From
size?
Sculpting, because a friend of
Yeah.
mine
If it
does
was
all the
that
time.
big,
Yeah.
you know, and then you could, if it was that big, and then you could project a little teeny light on it, and then you could
Then you have
actually,
limbs and
If it's
stuff.
green, here it is.
yeah, and then you could take a video, I mean, a picture of it and project the
Project
big
it.
picture on the wall, but there would be the real thing.
Yeah, either,
Well, if you're just casting a shadow on it, you could have the screen a quarter so away, but still,
Cast a big
Well,
shadow,
yeah,
yeah.
two little high intensity lights, little LED lights.
it gets pretty fuzzy around the edges the bigger the shadow
Well,
gets.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is, but don't get it on a tabletop or on a pedestal. The Sculptio, I don't think is that expensive, there's this friend of mine, Roger Vogel, that does it all the time.
Does
And
what?
he's selling them for only about $100.
What's
It's
this?
3D models of surfaces he does in Mathematica.
That are framed, that are from,
Does he make
From-
them in plastic or
3D
something?
printing.
You know, the trick would be to make them hollow. You could make them larger as long as they're really thin and hollow. Then you can turn around and paint it, you know. The paint might be thicker than the walls of the printing.
think about it.
Well, they can do it, well, it's only.
I'll model that, we'll see what it costs.
Yeah. And then we could send it to Anand at the end as a present.
Have you, any of you guys read Godel Ashurban?
Yes.
Yes,
So I
Get
got
an extra box.
inspiration
yeah,
from
I have a
that.
copy, I have a copy downstairs.
Yeah,
That book.
yeah, well, it looks like Gettel Escherbach,
Yeah.
Gödel Escherbach.
I got inspired from that book and then made it for my name.
That's a pretty inspiring book, although I have a problem with the aesthetic conclusions that Hofstadter came up with. I mean, I was fascinated with all the information that he threw at me.
Yeah.
But I was, his aesthetic conclusions, especially about John Cage, you know, they sounded, you know, sound more like what John says about John Cage.
Yeah, I went to a John Cage concert and after 90 minutes, without a break, I left. I actually went 200 foot, which I probably wouldn't have gone otherwise. It's almost fascinating, you know, this, all this stuff is a chance, you know, it's sort of like my own algorithmic music. It's okay for 20 seconds or so, then you realize there's no structure there.
Kelly, did you?
Yeah.
I don't know. Raquel,
Rachel.
Rachel, what's the next thing that we have to talk about?
Update on where Kaz is for the video tutorial.
Not as far along as I'd like to be. You know, I wrote this, this business and then
Okay, one of the suggestions that I have, I know it's not a video, but I'm doing a lecture at the Oceanside Museum of Art in November, and I'm going to be lecturing them on how to use the San Diego Visual Arts Network as a resource. And I did a PowerPoint presentation with screenshots. And so if you could do just the PowerPoint presentation, if you could do it in that way where you did screenshots of what you are and a voiceover of what they are.
There's
and-
actually a program to help you do that.
Yeah.
It's easy, it's free, I can look it up, I used it in grad
I,
school.
that's not the part that's bothering me. The technical part isn't what's bothering me. I mean, I can always just set up this video camera
And do
and
it.
shoot the screen and spin the model around and talk like we did with Joe's.
Okay.
It's just hammering out exactly what I'm wanting to say, and maybe I'm just getting too hung up on.
So is that the script that you started?
Well, this is
The one
what
you sent me?
what you saw plus some other stuff, and I mean I'm going to go back and deal with that. I just haven't had time to do
Okay.
that.
One of the things is that Kaz and I talked about is that eventually he's going to probably be lecturing this
Right.
somewhere. And so all this information that he's writing right now is going to be very, very relevant for some sort of in-depth lecture to knowledgeable people. But what we need is the Polyaesthetics for Dummies version. you
Yes,
know?
we do.
And maybe a version that we could take into the lower realm of schools rather than just colleges.
Exactly, exactly. And so that's what I've challenged him
Yeah.
to.
The trouble is, how dumb can you get before you just lose it?
Okay, put it this way, when I have to go to my principal and tell him that I'm gonna be teaching these lesson plans and propose this project to him, how do I describe to him what this is? I need
How
some
old is
sort
he?
of like reference point where he can watch this 2 or 3 minute video and just get a general idea on the topic. I don't know how old he is.
No.
But it's that her students,
I mean, my students are in middle school,
I
Oh,
so
I see.
they,
I took a day off of work when I wrote this one, you know, and it's like, and so, and I need to probably do something like that again. It's actually, you know, I know my wife doesn't watch these videos, but it's, you
it's
know,
time consuming.
well, she's got me busy.
Yeah,
And it's just been difficult getting any time at home by myself.
mhm,
And that's why I took a day off. When she's at work,
mhm.
I can get things done.
Okay.
You know. And-
Well, you know, you are an intellectual, and this is a challenge for you to, you know, not let all those opinions and all that interesting stuff that, you know, you guys have been talking about all summer, to sort of let that all fall away and get to the real essence, very short essence of what it is. And, I mean, it's important that we do this. It's not so important that we do much more of this once you've done it. So by that, what I mean is, you know, this is an esoteric subject, right? And I'm not expecting to convert the entire world to be interested in this particular subject. So that I think once you do this exercise of explaining just the essence of it, there's going to be a lot of people that are not going to go any farther than that, but at least they. Is he still there?
No,
Did he just
Lost
belch?
him.
the
Yeah.
frog,
Hello, Anand?
Yeah, we lost him.
they lost it, I don't know.
There he is. He's coming back.
All
Well, you
right.
know, I think, you know, for.
Ant, are you still here?
Yes,
Okay.
Well, if we're gonna do it for younger people, we need to choose questions that they would understand.
Yeah,
And something about, so I think the fact that anybody who knows any 12 or 13-year-old or however old they are, just talk to
Didn't we
what are they
say that
interested
we
in,
were
what
going
kind
to
of
use
programs
her
they watch, what kind of
classes?
things.
Rachel's classes,
Could they-
definitely.
Could they possibly
Yeah.
relate to, and then being interested enough then to try to rate them,
Yeah,
or
Right.
map them, actually, not
Yeah.
rate them, I'm sorry, that's not, this is
but
not.
to map them. So, I mean, I think that,
This is
I
mapping
think
my
what I'm
thinking.
trying to say is, this is an exercise for you,
Oh.
you're the only one that can do it at this point,
Right.
maybe, right? But after you do it, then I think we can turn it over to PR and turn it over to Rachel for her classes. So I'm gonna make a plea for you to try to, you know, power through and get this part done. And then we'll leave, and then we won't make you simplify it and simplify it and simplify it, because that's not really what it's about. It
Right.
really is a very esoteric thing that needs to be complicated and controversial and all. It's just this sort of beginning stages that when we're selling it to the museum and she's selling it to her professor and they need to write a press release about it, okay?
Yeah, but even that said, I'm gonna go ahead and try to dumb this thing down, but I'd like to just read it to you anyway, just to bounce it off of you what I had, okay? There's polyaesthetic mapping outline. Aesthetics has been associated with beauty, and before the 19th century it seemed to be the mantra, at least in the West. And curious enough, it still perpetuates itself today. Although I have to note that there are many examples of the contrary, ugly or scary art by certain artists like Hieronymus Bosch, Giuseppe Arcimboldo, and Francisco Goya, there has also been a need for aesthetics to lean on the idea of beauty. For me, aesthetic value is not based on beauty, but it's based on the concept of need, for I believe that the value of anything is directly proportional to its need. There is also the idea that aesthetics is a synonym with art. This idea seemed to derive from the 20th century and the turmoil caused by many 20th century artists spanning from Marcel Duchamp to Joseph Beuys. My perception is that they believe that any emotional experience can be seen as art. This recontextualization of the word art renders itself useless, for everything emotional becomes art, and we are forced to ask, what's not art? Yet we have a need to know what art is and what art is not, if only for the simple clarity of understanding each other in communication about these subjects. Furthermore, we are caught in the taxonomical crossfire of people who create emotional expressions, for everyone wants to think of their expression as art. It seems that an aesthetic expression only has value if it's considered art, or more specifically, fine art. Even in the realms of expressions that are known not to be art, there's plenty of people who express that there is an art to this endeavor, or there's an art to that endeavor, when they fully know it's not art. Yet it possesses some qualities that are art-like, or a lot like fine art. So is art a value judgment, or is it a category? If it is truly a value judgment, then there would be no such thing as bad art. For as soon as the art's esteem lowers itself to a certain threshold, it ceases to be art. While calling an artistic expression so bad that it ceases to be art, it is sensational metaphor for stirring the pot. However, it's circular logic, for the expression cannot be art and be art at the same time without some physical or functional transformation to the expression itself done by the artist, since the artist owns that expression. So this leaves me with the concept that the aesthetics in this study will be described as merely the study of expressions that generate an emotional experience. And it is not something only associated with beauty. Furthermore, art's not a value judgment, it's a category. It may seem I'm being discriminate against the aesthetics of art and leaving the aesthetics of science untouched, but my experience is that very few focus on expressing that everything is science, or that aesthetics concerns itself primarily with science. Even though judgments need to be made here, the important thing to remember is that this study is not about aesthetic value, it's about aesthetic category. So is it possible to create a mathematical expression that defines aesthetic category? Can we visualize aesthetics in a mathematical space? Can we create a mathematical model that we can map any aesthetic expression into? Can we create a mapping system that separates the aesthetics of science from the aesthetics of art to see the power of combining the two? Polyaesthetic mapping is one such answer to all these questions. But first we need to be able to visualize concepts in space. This is much easier to do than one would think, for it's no different than the concept of a number line that your first grade teacher taught you when you were 6 years old. At one end of the number line you see the concept of the number 20, and at the other end you see the concept of the number -20, and right between these numbers you see the concept of 0. So what if we create a number line, but instead of the numbers 20 and -20, we exchange them for the concepts probable and improbable? Furthermore, right in the middle between these concepts, we have the quality of a concept that contains both probable and improbable. In other words, that point, there is a 50% chance that something is both probable and improbable. So in essence, we have created a line of probability. We could create many lines for many topics of conversation, with each line expressing a gradation between two concepts. Polyaesthetic mapping uses this idea, but we create 3 number lines, all perpendicular to each other, much like the shape of a child's toy called jacks. So we have 3 lines crossing a point, or 6 lines emanating from a single point, however you want to visualize it. Now that we have these 3 number lines, what are the concepts each line carries, and what concept are we going to put at each end of each number line? Let's take it one line at a time. The first one I want to talk about concerns the concept effort of thinking, or we may say feeling versus thinking. And at one end we have the concept evaluating the aesthetics of direct sensory experience. And at the other end, we have the concept evaluating the aesthetics of thinking. Furthermore, let me reiterate that we have a gradient of these two concepts along the line, with the middle point being a concept evaluating both concepts evenly at 50% each. So in other words, the aesthetic expression in question possesses both the concept of direct sensory experience and the concept of thinking in equal amounts. For example, let's look at the painting Garden of Prayer by Thomas Kincaid. When we think about category, we ask how important is the aesthetic of thinking versus the aesthetic of direct sensory experience. When I compare this painting to Newton's work on differential calculus, where would the two expressions fall on this line? Personally, I find them pretty close to the endpoints of this line. The next number line we will look at is the aesthetics of utility versus the aesthetics of non-utility. When we speak of the aesthetics of direct sensory experience, okay, I had a little jump there. Yeah, I'm kind of mixing up. Okay, that was the end of something I was working on, and here I'm talking about the concepts at the ends of the 6 points. When we speak of the aesthetics of direct sensory experience, we are speaking about the aesthetic experience that requires little to no effort in thinking about it. When you look at a painting and instantly get its beauty or ugliness, then you're experiencing what we call the aesthetic of direct sensory experience. When we speak of the aesthetics of thinking, we're speaking of an emotional experience while thinking about an expression. It is through the effort of thinking or discovering the aesthetic object and its relationship to other experiences that we find its beauty or ugliness. When we think about the aesthetics of design, we are experiencing the emotion evoked while pondering the process of making the expression. We are concerned with mental prowess or the lack thereof. We may see the beauty in the solution of a problem, especially in how it was solved with elegance in its simplicity or emotional saturation in its complexity. When we talk of the aesthetics of craft, we are focusing on the physical ability one has achieved through practice and discipline. It is to be distinguished from those techniques that can be learned instantly and executed immediately. Learning a physical technique that was easy to accomplish yet took many years to discover. That last sentence, strike that.
No, I was right
Yeah. When we speak of utility, we speak about the object that expresses the ability to function, to do work, and is directly related to the beauty of its function, not related to its own beauty experienced through the senses. When we speak of non-utility, we are speaking about an object that produces no work, no purpose, other than the expression of its own beauty.
I think that's a good first draft. It needs tightening up, but I think basically it gets the points across.
Yeah.
Did you understand it?
Yeah, but it needs to be summarized, and I don't know how we're gonna do that.
Yeah, I'll have to, you know, and trim the, you know, a lot of this stuff out.
There's some
first.
really good points that make things a little clearer.
Like aesthetic value, not
Versus-
like
versus category.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That was an important point, I
Yeah,
think, that we
that's-
should focus on.
Yeah, it is, because, I mean, I've even read art critics that
I think it's really interesting for you to think about her explaining this to her.
I thought of that too, when she was talking about, I need to explain this to my principal, I'm going, eee.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's gotta be really distilled and clear,
Yeah.
and short,
Yes.
And it's,
and punchy.
And
yeah,
I think it with examples that both the principal and the children would understand.
Yeah, and I had a little example, but examples
Possibly-
make it longer though, that's the problem.
Well, I think if you're gonna explain this thing to somebody, you need to have actually some pictures. of it.
Absolutely.
we go
Visuals,
back,
examples.
and we go back again to, you know, when you talk about the aesthetics of utility, and every time you use that phrase, you say the aesthetics of utility, so you could start to say utility.
I've got to tighten that up too, because it's really not about, so much about the aesthetics of utility, it's about the object is a utilitarian
Yeah,
object.
yes.
Right, I was watching, there's a
Yeah.
PBS program.
Because the aesthetics of utility is design,
Yeah,
it's the other axis.
yeah.
Can we put this on the website?
That is from a website.
It's on your website. I
That
know.
is a
Can we put
website.
it on the
You-
PAM website?
Sure.
Can you send it?
It's, the only bad thing about it is that is a much more in-depth mapping than what we're doing. That's
Right.
like 28 dimensions and we're only
But-
doing 3.
This is what made me understand what was going on when I saw this and you talked to me about it. So I think, even though I may not know what every single thing is on here, I know what enough of it is that I can see where it would be and how it's mapped to the.
Yeah, those examples help
Absolutely.
a lot. I don't have examples in the 3D CAD model.
You don't, and that would be nice if you had 6 examples of, 10 examples.
Cass,
Yes,
Cass, I have to make a move. I have to rush for work.
okay.
Okay, thank you for joining us,
Yes, thanks
It
for
was
joining.
very helpful,
and nice to meet you.
and very
Yeah,
nice to
nice
meet you.
guys. Thanks a lot.
I'll email you the minutes and the information
Okay,
of the
thank you,
website.
I was watching a short thing.
Cheers.
Cheers,
Cheers.
Cheers.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And we do need to
Bye,
take
bye.
that photo.
Oh, hold on, before you go, we need to take a photo.
Does he have to-
All right.
Okay, don't take like this. I just woke up and.
No, it'll be pretty indistinct
Yeah, you won't be
anyway.
able to tell anything
No.
anyway. You're a tiny little blob on
Yeah,
a tiny little computer
So
screen.
we
Yeah.
hold, someone holds the picture?
yeah, can we unplug it for a
Yeah, you
minute?
can unplug it and then, Kaz, I need to use the.
Oh, you did the tripod. Well,
But I think I need to take the picture, unless you're gonna do it
Why?
remotely.
We're gonna do it on the tripod and everyone's gonna be in it,
Okay.
Where- have a
Where
timer.
are we gonna be?
in front of the fireplace.
well, is that
Oh.
Ant?
Here's a,
How are we gonna get her
We
in?
don't have her picture.
Oh.
Oh, hold on,
you
hold
can
on, here, you
Yeah,
hold
I'm holding
him.
up.
And, have
Hello.
you got a
I'm
cam,
Jonathan.
have you got a, no, we're not, we're taking a group photo,
Jonathan.
but because you don't want your picture put in, we'll Photoshop whatever you send us into the shot, okay? All right, dear.
Well,
Glacier, yeah.
don't you move this and turn it all the way?
Sure.
Okay.
And here we go. This is John Chalmers.
Yes, hello, Anand.
Hi, John.
Nice to meet you, Glenn.
We're all gonna be set up next to the, is there
I
enough
will-
light in this room?
I'm gonna have to use a
Yeah,
flash.
is that,
Okay.
that's a little worse for me.
I'm gonna just stand here with the
You
computer.
could hold it like this,
Where,
waist high or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got it balanced on your
Okay.
chair.
okay.
Oh, you just hold it like that. Yeah.
Oh, it's all right.
Well, we can get the,
There's a veracity to actually having him on the screen,
Right.
which makes a
Alright, Kaz,
difference.
you gotta get in there and then just leave somewhere for me to jump in, because I'm gonna set the timer and,
All right.
Is this gonna have is this a flash?
yeah, it's gonna have a
Good,
flash.
because I can also probably Photoshop Joe in.
okay.
Joe and Ann.
And Ant as well,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How does it go?
The group, the, whatever she sends.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We could, but you could duplicate the screen,
How do you get this
have
to
two
tilt
screens
back?
and have Ant in the other screen.
Tilt back.
Those,
Which one is it?
those,
It's aiming
you got
down.
these two right here, you loosen up, and that way you can,
Oh, there we go.
this one
Yeah.
tilts it this
Oh,
way.
okay.
There's no delay on that, is there?
Alright, so Kaz, which side are you standing on? Probably it would be better if you stand by, yeah, there's gonna be a
By
10 second
John?
delay.
Yeah.
No, that was just a preview.
Okay. So let's let,
Do we really need the chair there? Can we just hold it?
No, that's fine.
All right, whatever.
can she see it?
Alright.
Yeah.
And where are you going to go? You're gonna go here?
I'm
Are
gonna go
you,
next to
how,
Kaz.
can you get the?
No, go to that side, I'm gonna put Joe in here.
Okay,
All
okay.
right.
Unless you want, if you wanna come over here, then I'm gonna go over there then.
Oh, that's fine.
Why don't we just
Yeah,
take the chair?
but you
Let's take
imagine-
the-
So you
let's
guys
take the-
need
You
to,
wanna take the chair away?
Let's take
Okay.
the chair out of the way.
All right.
You can put Joe there and then I'll send her
We'll let her come,
there. Okay.
let,
Am I gonna go right there?
right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
Can you get us all?
Make sure there's a little room over
I
here for
do
Joe.
have, I do have a little room there, right
Yeah,
there.
so don't center
You
it.
can go back
Right.
with a couple of feet.
Yep, there's room there. I mean, it's not like a whole lot of room.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
And there's room for you to be in
It's
between
gonna be
us.
10 seconds when I
Well,
hit
hold on a
one.
second, I was gonna put my jacket on.
Okay.
Look, you know, gotta look pro, right?
Oh, I might have put my jacket on then.
Put your jacket on. And what happened to my glasses?
Bring Patricia's jacket over.
You want your jacket?
Yes,
Yes,
please.
yes, we're all gonna be very formal.
It's going to be nice.
I can put a tie on it if you want. I can pass them out, I have a bunch back there.
What did I do with them?
I'm so tired. Losing it.
And we've got a
There we go.
space.
10
I
seconds.
should go over here so she can walk right in through there and get
Okay.
in, right?
Okay.
You got your arm around him?
Yeah, I got my arm around Joe.
Okay, when I hit this, it's 10 seconds, okay?
Can you make it through?
Yep. Alright, 10, 9, 8,
8, 7, 6.
and then it's gonna feel like a lifetime. Oops, sorry.
Okay.
Alright, let's
Okay.
see how it
Okay.
looks.
You got it.
Let's see how
We
people
can
look.
review
How's
it.
it look? Like, passport mugshots?
We need to do a retake.
Okay.
I gotta move it over a little bit.
Did you lose, cut off a head?
I
or
think
anything?
if everyone stands instead of like this, if like,
Well, a little bit more.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
All right.
then we can mush in a little bit better and have a little more room for, the Photoshop person.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about, no, that's
Remember,
gonna be
Anand has
difficult
to go to work.
Photoshop because he'll
that.
be,
So we have to do this quickly. Anand has to go to work.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. One more.
Oops, sorry, I gotta set the timer. Sorry.
We appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Looks
Thank
good.
you.
You
Looks
can,
good?
Yep.
Okay.
you
Okay.
can go
Good
off.
night.
Goodbye,
Good
Anand.
night.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
See you guys next time.
Okay.
Bye.
Good evening.
Good evening.
he's in the morning there. 12 hours different.
Yeah.
Are you 12 hours away? Oh,
Yeah, he is.
okay.
It's, yeah, he's in India, so it's 8:28 in the morning there.
And don't you have to go too,
Yeah,
sweetheart?
I definitely.
Yeah.
Because we're over time.
Oh,
And
yes,
so
yes,
I'm
yes.
just gonna tell you the update about the fashion and the art.
Okay.
Because we didn't talk about that, and that has a lot to do about the display probably at the
Thank you, John, for
airport.
Yeah.
doing it.
So the
Guess we didn't
update on
need
that
much
is
stuff,
that
so we put
it's,
it back.
it's, the Dilatori brothers are back on the 20th and are still interested. They did finally respond to the email. You got that, right?
I saw that, yeah.
Right.
Alright, so,
So we're still following up with the Dilatori brothers. And the, Antoinette, I said for, and that's for making sculptures. And, if, they might feel the same way as Antoinette did, which was, she saw the muses and she said, oh, I'll choose one and do one fashion thing of one muse. And, so I have to talk to her tomorrow and see if I can convince her to do more than one.
Convince
Or-
who?
Yeah.
Or to maybe take one aspect. So instead of creating a whole fashion, maybe she creates a hat. Or for 8, or does, you know, an accessory for each one. It does a handbag, I don't know what sort of thing it would be, but
okay.
I can talk to her about what she does and what might be appropriate. Maybe it's a jacket for each one, or a skirt or something, and so they're dressed all in black, and then they put on a
Good, I
skirt.
will give them your
Okay.
But
regards.
so I'm gonna try to work it out with her and see if she'll, instead of doing a whole outfit head to toe, she'll do one item for each of them.
Okay. All right.
And I'll try to tell her the advantages of that.
All right, I need to go also.
Now,
Hello?
hello, okay, we're,
Was very interesting.
yeah,
I have a quick question.
all right, wait, is Kaz still here?
Oh, he's just in the bathroom.
Oh, Kaz went to the bathroom, maybe we can answer for you, honey, what's your question?
Yeah, no, just brief, are you still looking for other people or we're all set?
No, we are very possibly still looking for other people. We're looking for maybe fashion designers who want to
Keep it,
illustrate,
'cause I don't want to take it with me.
I'm
muses.
hoping you said that.
Jonathan, are you still maybe interested in other musicians?
Yes, yes.
Other microtonal musicians? And it is possible that we're also looking for other sculptors.
So fashion designer, musician, and sculptor.
Right.
Oh, yeah, you do that too.
Okay. Because I mean, if you need, I can look around my friends, if there's anybody that would want to cooperate.
Right. I mean, ask because we're still open,
Okay.
all right?
Yes.
We don't know we've got some people, but I think we're definitely gonna need more.
Okay, good night, everyone.
All right?
I will email
So-
you.
Thank you so much.
Rachel, say goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye, Ann.
She's gonna send us minutes.
Yes, I
Right?
will.
Way,
Good
so.
All
night.
Rachel,
And
thanks for
Rachel, in the
coming,
minutes
and thanks for doing such a
you'll-
great job.
Yeah. In the minutes at the top, you'll say what everybody's duties are.
Yeah, I already have it at the bottom, everything, when it's due, what they're
Do
assigned.
me a favor.
Yeah.
Instead of putting
Bye,
it at the
everyone.
bottom, put it
Switch
at
it
the
to the
top.
top? Sure, I can do
I
that.
have to move because I'm in
Absolutely. Okay,
everybody's
good night.
way.
Thanks,
Okay.
dear.
You're welcome.
Am I in anybody's way?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know, I'll have to check.
I think I'm in your way. Are you in the red car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That works out.
So they're on their way. So we should say a good night to you too, unless you have any other questions, dear.
No, I'm good. I will read all the minutes. I will send you the pictures as soon as possible. And sounds good. Yeah, then I'll meet with John for the music.
Okay. Did you look at the website?
No, actually, I was looking on SD Band just now, and I noticed. I don't know if you did that on purpose or was a typo. It says, where is that? I'm sorry. It says polyaesthetic mapping the museum, not the museum.
Okay, yes. Well, I have to go and change it anyway, so I'll go tonight when I get home.
But then I was trying to click there, and there's a video, but then I couldn't play it while you were talking. But I'm not sure. What is the website? for
Well,
the-
it's for polyaesthetic mapping the muses. The website is polyaestheticsmm.weebly.com, and it's not published yet.
It's probably
Oh, I
aesthetic,
see.
isn't it?
Okay, that's
Well,
why I
instead of
couldn't
came in.
find it.
Yeah.
Polyaesthetic, not with an S, no
No
S.
S, no S.
Polyaesthetic mm.weebly.com.
Okay, great.
All right.
Maybe they can put it on the board on Facebook. So.
No, not yet. They're not. We're not ready. They're not. They don't have it filled out enough to make it to
Yeah.
publish it yet. I don't think.
Okay.
She needs to get up. Once she's got the headshots and things and the bios up, and we fill out a little bit more about the about statement, then it's ready. Then we'll make it public, which hopefully will happen in the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. Any other questions?
No, that's it.
Okay.
I mean, just a matter of starting and getting going, and and learning, and so. Okay.
All right.
Cool. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. We'll talk soon.
Okay, dear.
Good
Take
night,
care.
good night, Ann.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
It's amazing Rachel comes this far. You know how far away she drives? You know how far away Moreno Valley is from here, where Rachel
A
drives?
long way.
Probably an hour and a half drive easily, wasn't it? It was up in
Yeah,
Riverside County.
yeah.
Yeah, it's real dedication.
It's an hour from my house to the 215, or the 215 comes into the 15.
Wow.
And then it's probably another 20 minutes to get from there to get to her place. So it's an hour and 20 minutes from Kearney Mesa. So from here, it's probably an hour.
Yeah.
So it's probably not as bad, at least from here. If she was coming to Jonathan's house, that
Well,
would
it's another 30 minutes from here.
Yeah.
If traffic is not bad.
Yeah, but I'm really glad we're meeting here for her sake,
yeah.
because it really is the
Yeah.
best.
You know, I can enjoy it.
You do?
Yeah,
Oh, it's nice, John,
I don't,
thank you.
Yes,
entertain
John.
very much.
And you do a great job.
You do?
And it's not easy, just to get alcohol and food's all you need. And people. Oh, yeah.
There you go. Well, I thought that it was amazing. I hope that I can give him everything he needs from the SD Van site. You haven't had experience with databases, online databases, evidently, you know? And when I saw that email, I thought, oh my God, thank God he said my school, because at least I know that that's what we've got. But otherwise, all the other stuff he talked about,
The database is,
that's what it calls, the information calls on when you do a search, you know?
yeah, I know what it is.
And most websites don't have a database.
No,
But on the other hand, if you're using a website with a content management system, you know, like when you do a blog and it says enter the information in here, all that information goes into a database, right? In SD-WAN, we don't have that for the static material. We only have it for the searches and the, you know, all the things that are required. So Weebly actually does have some sort of databases, but I don't think we have any kind of access to them. You know? So we'll have to keep our fingers crossed that this actually works, Cass.
what works?
That the databases, that I can allow him to put up databases on the SD-WAN site.
It's just memory.
It isn't just memory, it's, well, do you want me to show you? No. I've already
I
showed
know what a
you.
database is. I mean, I write computer programs, but, you know, what
But
I
for
need to
the-
understand is how it interfaces with the website.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
to me, it's just memory,
yeah,
you know, that you access through a website.
and
And
it,
it's just storage. It's a
yeah.
storage space.
I'm thinking there's not a problem, but when I access my databases through the host, I come out and there's actually two things, and I access one of them, which is SD-WAN, and then all the information that goes into databases I can see. But there's another one as well, and I don't even know what that one is. So I'm thinking, well, I'll open that, and maybe that's something that's just lying there dormant, and I can say to them, well, what is this? And can we switch this over, and can this guy access it and add his database to it? I mean, in the worst case scenario, I think that we could just add our databases, his files into our existing database, but he doesn't want to do that.
No. I don't think there's gonna be a problem. I mean, the worst case is it's gonna cost money.
Yeah,
That's the worst case.
yeah,
And,
and let's hope not.
yeah. But it shouldn't cost much, even if it does cost money.
Well, who is your host?
Earthlink. And I have quite a bit of memory on my site
Yeah.
that's untapped.
Don? Do you want this?
I was gonna save some of these,
Where should I put them?
I already put some on.
No, I loaded everything in and then all of a sudden I thought, maybe you'd like to pick out these.
This is the first meeting that didn't start with the toast.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I was very conscious of his time in India. Do you think that's a watermelon?